So the UAE has announced 2023 as Year of Sustainability. This year, UAE is going to host COP28, the Conference of the Parties, United Nations Conference of the Parties, in end of this year. So this is the right time, I think, to talk about sustainability. I'm going to talk about the role of researchers in advancing sustainability. I come from Carleton University. Carleton University is located in Western Australia, Perth City. We are one of the top 1% universities in the world. Number 2 in the world for minerals and mining engineering, top 50 for chemical, top 100 for civil and construction engineering. And we are the largest university in Western Australia. We have a lot of reputations. We have campuses in Malaysia, Singapore, Mauritius, Dubai, and now in Sri Lanka. We have 6 global campuses. This is our Dubai campus located in Dubai International Academic City. As per KHDA Knowledge and Human Development Authority, we are a 5-star university in Dubai also. So I'm going to talk about the global perspectives on climate change, sustainable development and sustainability definitions, some of the important resources, water resources, energy, hydrocarbon, materials, sand and cotton resources, soil, and then the solutions, green economy to circular economy, industrial symbiosis, and the IPAC, which is very well-known equation for engineering. You might have seen these kind of articles in the recent times. The Earth has endured 14 statements of record-breaking heat, United Nations Weather Agency, 54 degrees Celsius in Kuwait, disaster at sea, global warming hits, UK birds. All these are frequently happening. These are some are noticed, some are not noticed. These are only samples. The wildfire, bushfire, all these are happening very frequently. In the year 2021, on 6th of August, same day, Turkey marks 10th day of forest fires. Same day, homes destroyed as forest fires ravaged in Greek island. 100,000 people were evacuated in California. British Columbia left 100 dead. Bushfire in Australia. All these happened at the same time in 2021. Drought. This is also happening very frequently. Extreme drought in Kazakhstan steppes, hot steppes. Lake in New South Wales was dry during the height of the drought in 2019. Nevada in the US 2021 drought. So average temperature is rising by 0.3 degrees Celsius every decade. 42% of California's population is now under drought emergency. Flood is happening very frequently because of the high temperature. Because more temperature, more seawater becomes vapor, and then cloud is formed. Therefore, lot of rain. More rain is also not required. So, flood in Germany 2021. Last year in Pakistan, flood August 2022. Flood in Kerala, flood in Chennai, flood in Bangladesh, Sydney, Australia. All these are happening very frequently. For every degree of warming, 7% more water can be absorbed by the year. So the world may lose half of its sandy beaches by 2100. Can you play that video? Because of high temperature, Greenland, Antarctica, these places, the glaciers are melting. After melting, this water goes to the sea. The sea level is rising. So we are losing our land because of the sea level rise. If you see here, as per this research, every slide I have put as reference articles. I am not giving any numbers by myself. In 2000 level compared to 2000 level, by 2100, even if the global mean sea level is like to rise 0.3 meters, but above 2000 levels, even if a relatively low pathway. If it is extreme pathway, it is going to be 2.5 meters sea level rise. 2.5 meters sea level rise is not a simple thing. Many parts of the world will go underwater, including many places in India. Chennai, Thoothukudi is in the list. This Jakarta in Indonesia, this is the world's fastest sinking city due to sea level rise. The capital city of Indonesia, the capital city is going to be moved to some other location because of sea level rise. Greenland ice sheet is losing more ice than it gains by snowfall. Melting ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica contributed to 14 millimeters sea level rise between 2003 and 2019. The number of hot days, average number of hot days, increasing every year, and average number of cold days is decreasing every year. 2022, last year, some of the climate change events. Forest fire in America, 1.2 lakhs acres, 102,000 acres of land got affected. Record-breaking heat rainfall in Pakistan, I mentioned already, 1,700 people died, 7.9 million people displaced, 33 million people affected. Iran recorded the hottest temperature last year, 53 degrees Celsius in 2020, 5th August. Heat waves in Europe. Europe used to have cold climate, but last year the extreme climate, for example, 47 degrees Celsius in Portugal, 40 degrees Celsius in UK, all these France, Spain, all these places, the temperature was rising in the last year. Switzerland, 6% of the glacial ice volume was lost between 2021 and 2022. Drought in East Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, these places got affected by drought. India witnessed extreme weather events. Drought in one place, flood in the other place. So extreme weather events happened last year in India. Rise of global sea level rise was highest in the last year. 2022-2023 January. California. This picture was taken in 2022 June, say in California, in the same place. In 2023 January, 2 months before, it was snowstorm. So change in extreme weather events with high intensity and high frequency is happening. This is only sample. Everywhere it is happening. Within 6-7 months time, the same place, drought as well as snowstorm. These are some of the indicators of other indicators of global warming. Glacier is reducing, snow cover is reducing, tree line shifting forward and upward, spring comes earlier, species migrating forward and upward, ocean heat content is increasing, sea water temperature is increasing, sea ice sheet, ice in the sea is reducing, sea level is rising, ice sheets reducing, sea surface temperature is increasing, air temperature near surface increasing, temperature over ocean increasing, humidity is increasing. Each and every indicator there are impacts. For example, ocean heat content is increasing, fishes and other coral reefs are destroyed. Species migrating forward and upward. You might have seen this Verandangal Bird Sanctuary. This is one of the, in Tamil Nadu, located in India. One of the oldest sanctuary in India. 40,000 birds used to come every year during the migratory season. This year, last 2 months before, in January when they came, they traveled all over the world. They wanted to have water. Water was not there. Most of the birds died. Some of them went back. We don't know where it went. So this planet is not only for human beings. This planet is for all the species. Life on land is important. Life underwater is important. Even a small earthworm is required for food production. So we are losing the natural ecosystem. Why this is happening? Why this high temperature? I think all of you may be knowing about the greenhouse effect. These are the gases, chlorofluorocarbon. Of course, it is completely banned now. That is not there. Methane from rice paddies and wetland, ozone from vehicles, nitrous oxide from agricultural activities, carbon dioxide from burning of fossil fuels. So these gases will stay in the atmosphere for about 50 to 200 years. They don't go anywhere. When the energy from sun, when it comes from the sun to ground, the earth's surface, they can pass through this layer and come because the intensity is more and the wavelength is very short. Some of the energy will be absorbed by the earth and the remaining will be going back to the space. When they travel back to space, the intensity is low as well as the wavelength is very high. So they cannot pass through this layer and the heat is getting trapped because of the high temperature. Lot of conferences happened. United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP27, was completed in Egypt last year. More than 180 nations participated. This year COP28 is happening in Dubai Expo City. So 27 meetings happened, but the climate change is not stopping. It is increasing. The crux of the matter is carbon emission, and the solution is to cut down carbon dioxide emissions. But in spite of all these actions, the carbon dioxide emission is increasing. It's not decreasing. According to IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, children born today, when they reach 30 years of age, they will be living between the disasters, flood, drought, energy shortage, water shortage, all these climate change events will happen. That's what they are saying. We cannot ignore these reports because 180 nations, more than 1,000 scientists participate in preparing these reports. So if this projection becomes reality, nobody can live well. That is not the place we want to live. Maybe some of us may not be here at that time. That is not the place we want to leave our children and go. Next. So out of 100 people, 97 people say, climate experts think that humans are changing global temperature. Since everybody uses energy, water, materials, everybody is responsible for climate change. If we drink water, that water here in Dubai particularly, it comes from the desalination plant. From the seawater, it goes to the desalination plant. We need pumping. We need to remove salt, add minerals, and then again pump it to various locations, purification, desalination, all this. It's an energy intensive process. And that energy comes from the fossil fuel, therefore climate change. Because the majority of climate change greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide emission is 50 to 60%. As I mentioned, some of the greenhouse gases, the nitrous oxide is a very powerful and very dangerous greenhouse gas. It is 265 times more powerful, more dangerous greenhouse gas. So when this greenhouse gas, if it goes to the atmosphere, it will stay there for about 550 to 200 years. So that is a problem for us. Now, according to, if you use materials, for example, materials, we use different kinds of materials, mobile phones, laptop, fridges, washing machine, table, chair, cars, buildings, all these materials, extraction, drilling, mining, processing, refining, manufacturing, assembling, storing, transporting, using. During use also we need energy. And disposal, we need energy. All these stages, energy is required. And that energy comes from the fossil fuel, therefore climate change. We are in a conference, if we use 1 unit of electricity, 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, 1 kg of carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere if it comes from the fossil fuel. We don't even see that it is manufactured somewhere, burning of fossil fuel, therefore climate change. We come from a car, if you use 1 liter of petrol or 1 liter of diesel, 3 kg of carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere. If you use 1 kg of LPG gas, about 5 kg of carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere. If you just iron your shirt for 5 minutes, 200 grams of carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere. An average Indian is releasing 200 kg of carbon dioxide every month. The entire planet, humanity, is releasing 1.3 million kg of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. It is all simply going to the atmosphere, we don't even see that. And that atmosphere, we have finite amount of space. We cannot stretch it and we cannot make a big atmosphere. It is only one atmosphere. So climate change, whether rich or poor, American, Indian, everybody is responsible for climate change. Therefore, everybody should participate in climate change corrections. It's a global problem. It is not a problem for only one country. It is a global problem because we are all living in one planet. Due to political reasons, economic reasons, we have boundaries and borders. Otherwise, we all live in one planet. Because the atmosphere is common. Whether the damage is conducted in America or India, it is all, we are all connected with one atmosphere. Yeah. The population, according to United Nations projections, last year on November 15th, 8 o'clock in the morning, UTC time, the 8 billionth baby born on this planet. So we are officially more than 8 billion people. United Nations celebrated this day as Day of 8 billion. The Day of 7 billion was celebrated in 2011, October 31st. So in 11 years time, 1 billion increase in the population. 100 years before, the population was 1.9 billion people. So that means there is 400%, 4 times increase in the population. But is there any increase in the size of the planet? No. We live in one planet. We have finite amount of resources. Many parts of the world, we are already running out of petrol, diesel, water, energy, land, soil, etc. and many other critical resources. Currently, we are living with 1.7 planets equivalent amount of resources. 70% extra we are consuming. Overconsumption is happening. These 70% resources are supposed to go to our future generations. That means we are living on a stolen resources. If we continue consuming like this, by 2050, at the time population is projected to be 9.8 billion people, we will require 3 planets equivalent amount of resources. So that should get rapid reduction. Even if we go to Mars and stay there, that is not sufficient for us by 2050. Not only population increase, consumption pattern increase, the amount of resources that we are consuming is increasing. 100 years before, some studies show that 100 years before, 1,000 people, how much resources they consume. Today, only 1% is consuming. We have that many products with us: mobile phones, laptops, fridges, private jets, cars, multiple cars. All these are there. So because of that, the climate change, carbon dioxide emissions. What is this sustainable development? Development is required. Development is required. We need to enhance our comfort and conveniences, but without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own demands. Sustainability is the end point. That is the ultimate goal of sustainable development. So now I am going to discuss some of the important resources where we can play important roles as researchers. Water is the very most important resource. It's a life-making material. 2/3 of the human body is water. 2/3 of the entire planet is water. This is the only substance available in all the 3 states: solid water, liquid water, solid ice,